let's start with introducing Vanessa Wiltshire.
Hello.
Vanessa is the new engagement officer at the Shire. Did I get that right?
Nearly. It's a bit of a mouthful, so it's even I get it a bit confused. But Business Development and Engagement Officer at Wiltshire Council. Great to be here today.
Do you have to write it out very many times?
No, well, I've got an email signature and a business card. So
that's easy, yeah.
But it's a bit of a mouthful when you go to networking events and people say, what do you do again?
We're going to do a little case scenario, Vanessa and I, about how a business would set up a Facebook page.
Okay, talk to me a little bit more about what you do on Facebook.
Well, I have my social Facebook page as well, and then I have my business Facebook page. I'm a bit wary about putting my business stuff on my personal Facebook page. I try to keep them separate. In the morning, I tend to open up my social Facebook page, and I feel guilty. I should have my business Facebook page open.
But does your social page generate business for you?
Well, yes, it does, because it tells me what's going on in the community.
Yeah.
Somebody might be having a fundraiser, and that tells me that there's something going on in the community. So, yes.
And how do you think people hear about you?
Word of mouth.
Yep, it's very powerful.
Yep.
I think the key I'd like to emphasise is nothing has changed in this new world. The principles are still the same. We buy from people that we like, know and trust, and we buy from recommendation. It's just technology amplifies that and helps messages to travel at speed. I think I woke up this morning to a video that had gone viral, and it was a man boxing a kangaroo, I think.
I haven't seen that one yet.
People are their own celebrities and movie stars now, and you think about how messages can go viral, and it's literally by friends of friends of friends recommending that video on the word of mouth that gets it in front of you. So it's the same thing with
Absolutely.
the business message.
And at Christmas time, I'm sending out messages to people quite urgently, because I need them to decide, do you want to buy this for Christmas? Do you want to shop locally and save some time and money? Yeah, so that message has to go out to them really quickly. I can't wait for them to read it on a notice board down the street should they go to the laundromat. I really do think that social media has got its place to get offers and stuff out to people.
Yep. It's great for giving or providing content of value. So if you do have a business Facebook page, I would encourage you to get a little bit personal with your business and not just share product that you've got for sale, but you might want to tell the story behind some of your employees, the story of your business, how it's grown. Some amazing brands that I follow on Instagram have literally built up 70k followings or 70,000 people followings and a business off the back of that because they've told their backstory and they've got personal. So like I said, we buy from people that we like, know and trust, or that we perceive have flaws like we do, or people that are similar to ourselves. Don't be afraid to get personal with your business. I think one of the comments earlier was, how busy is the online space? You think of your Facebook newsfeed or your Twitter feed or Instagram. What are the things that you're paying attention to? And I'll bet it's the people that are sharing content and information that tells the personal stories, that is real about the struggle in business or the struggle in their career or the wins. I can't believe this product is being stocked in Myer. I've grown off the back of Facebook in a small country town, and people have followed your whole journey, for example, rather than see a Facebook brand or a page and it's just people sharing product and it just doesn't engage, and you think, well, I could buy that product from anywhere. I could get it off eBay.
I've heard people say, oh no, I'm not following her page anymore. It's all about her business. And it's a funny comment to make because, well, aren't you excited that your friend's got this business? But people, obviously this person that said it, they don't like to be sold at and targeted. They might choose that they're using Facebook, say, for personal reasons, and then if a business comes along, I suppose we can talk about, say, Tupperware, for example. This is going to get a little bit deep now. We go there sometimes, don't we, Julian? But we'll ask Vanessa this question while we've got her here.
Yeah.
Okay, so a popular brand, let's say Tupperware, comes on, and I've bought Tupperware once or twice, and I like it. It's okay. There's some great stuff, but I don't want to fill my whole house up with Tupperware. But there's that hard Tupperware sell. So I've got two choices as a consumer. I can go and hide it from my newsfeed. I don't unlike that company. I just go and hide it from my newsfeed. Or I can be inclined to buy it or whatever. Personally, I'm okay with just scrolling. So what do companies do when they find that they're not getting the response from people that they want to get?
Know who I hate saying know who you're advertising or who you're marketing to. Who are you engaging with? Take some time to sit down and think about who your ideal customer is. And if you've already got a business, sit down and map out who your customers are, and then work out who are the customers that are engaging with you and spending the most with you or buying the most frequently, and try and identify what characteristics that they've got in common and understand what content they're finding of value and produce more of it because you want to create more, right? So there's an adage that says that the most value in your business comes from 20% of your customers. So you don't want to completely ignore your whole customer base, but the amount of time and energy that you put into growing your business should be in that 20% of customers that is generating the most return for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I like, getting back to the way I run my Facebook business, was to expand into events. So say, for example, we have the Kilmore Show. That's going to happen every year. So it's going to be a bread and butter event for me. And in me spruiking that event via my social page, I'm creating networks for people who are interested in that sort of thing, the country show stuff. And then they get information from me because I always try and cross-promote things.
You may not have heard of the term the collaboration economy.
No, I haven't heard.
I don't want to get too much off track, but we can certainly have another conversation about that and how it can benefit businesses. But really for me, it's about looking for like minds and joining forces and thinking, okay, I'm a social media marketer. Joe, you're really great with making t-shirts. Let's get together and build something together so we're able to achieve something even bigger than what we could do independently.
Exactly, that's right. Promote.
Yeah. The age of business as competition, it is on its way out. And for me, the future of business is doing business together.
That's right. Now, Vanessa, how do we know which platform to use? I often think about using Instagram, but I don't have an iPhone, so I can't use Instagram. I suppose your social media platform depends on what level of equipment you've got.
Absolutely. So I would encourage, if people are not yet on social media but thinking about it or maybe still not convinced, how about just taking stock and doing some research as to what some similar businesses such as yourselves are doing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a business in this area.
I've done that. I've gone and liked other businesses' pages.
Yeah, exactly. And I think social learning is one of the best ways of learning. And by social learning, I mean learning through what other people are doing. And,
absolutely.
And watching and seeing how successful businesses are interacting with their people through social media. I would also say keep things as simple as you can and as low maintenance as you can. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to get on Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and I certainly see a lot of businesses trying to do that and they're not doing it well. We're all busy, we're all pressed for time, right? And how much time do we have for social media? Though I'm sure some people have more time than others.
I try and limit my time because sitting on that chair doing social media stuff doesn't really make you the money unless people are buying content from you and you're typing content. It's the hands-on stuff of actually producing for me garments that makes the money.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You do need to limit it, don't you?
Yeah, so you've got to be using it for a reason. You've got to be using it in a targeted way, but no need to reinvent the wheel, folks. So get online and see what businesses are doing really well or seem to be doing really well. I think a non-negotiable is Facebook. It does all depend on who you're trying to connect with. And if you're trying to connect, say, for example, with a 14, 15 or 16-year-old person because you've got a product you think that they would like to buy, well, they're not necessarily going to be engaging with you because their parents hang out on Facebook and it's just not a cool place to be. They're on Snapchat.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would be looking at a platform that they are using as opposed to Facebook. But with 1.5 billion people using Facebook now, there are 1.5 billion users around the world, and that is going to accelerate over the next 3 to 5 to 7 years.
Wow.
Well, if you're not doing anything else,
at least Facebook.
Recommend that you're using email. Don't forget the power of email. People say that the money is in the list, and by that I mean that's how you're connecting and engaging with your prospective customers or your regular customers in a targeted and consistent way. So use that as a bit of a platform to regularly show up and provide value. It's not just all about, hey guys, I'm offering 30% off. It's about telling that backstory in a professional way, or it's delivering content. So say, for example, someone like me, hey guys, I've come across this awesome resource. It's only 1.5 minutes on how to use Snapchat for your users. I'm not getting in touch with you to try and sell anything, even though I might be a digital marketing consultant. I might provide that service, but I'm providing value, for example. I'd be looking at using my email, so getting a database up and running, getting onto Facebook, and a basic website.
Well, thank you, because that's one thing I don't use is my email in that way. My customers will come to me on Facebook and meet and greet on Facebook, and then we go to email for the more serious stuff. I mean, Facebook's sort of like a little bit too friendly. Then you can go to the business section, which is email. Yeah. And you've got all your internet transactions as well that will show up in email. And
Yeah. Your email database might just be Excel. Then you can write notes on when you last contacted that person. You can sign up for a platform called MailChimp.
Yes.
All of this information I've got in notes. So if people want to get in touch with me after the show, I will have it. It's all about the value that you're providing to people and then how you drop in your promotions and your offers within the context of that value that you're providing people.
So MailChimp for emails.
Yep.
Facebook for getting connections and sharing stories.
Yep.
Instagram. So say a business like mine where I'm doing T-shirts. Would Instagram be suitable for me? I hear it's really good for food people.
I think the businesses that I see doing really well on Instagram are food, wine, hospitality and events businesses.
Personal trainers.
Personal trainers are doing really well. If you're wanting to get into the events sector, for example, it's a good way of building contacts. You don't necessarily have to be promoting your materials as such, but you're finding out, it's almost like some market research that you can do for yourself.
I'm going to do Instagram next year.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, because I do
fashion
wanna-
businesses do very well on Instagram, crafts, art. Yeah.
So Instagram, Facebook. What about Snapchat?
Snapchat.
Because you can reach that.
I'm just getting into Snapchat. I love it.
Lower age demographic,
That's
the young
right, that's
demographic.
right, the young demographic.
Yeah.
So I can't say names on radio, obviously, but there is a very fashion-forward retail business in the north of Victoria in a very small country town. She's using, I assume it's a she because it's ladies' clothing. She's using a combination of website. She's got email. She's got Facebook and Instagram, but also Snapchat.
Wow.
And usually once a day on my Snapchat, I will get little videos sent to me because I follow her channel. Just little videos of her wearing some really cool clothes, or if it's coming up to racing season, you'll see her wearing a great fascinator. And I think, wow, I might not be able to get up to this town because it is a fair way away, but I can get on to her online store.
And buy that fascinator.
And she's, the town would be, 3,000 people at most, not even.
So you see it on Snapchat and then she would direct you to her email, would she?
Website.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So does her Instagram.
And so does Facebook. Everything can
all
connect.
goes. It all drives to one place.
You're saying this person has got Snapchat, they've got Instagram,
Yep,
this, that, and
Facebook.
that. How long does she take in the morning?
I would say this person would probably outsource and automate. So you could sit down on a Saturday afternoon with a glass of hot chocolate, depending on your commitments on the weekend and so forth. Say, right, I've got 2 hours to prepare all of my content for the week. Get onto a platform, for example, like Hootsuite.
Hootsuite.
I know there are a lot of names flying around.
Oh,
I know there are a
boy.
lot of names, but you can schedule and automate.
Is it expensive?
No, not if you're a small business user. These businesses make their money through subscriptions at scale. So
Subscriptions at scale.
So if you've got a company that's got, say, 7,000 users, for example, it's going to cost them a lot more money. The license will cost them a lot more money.
I see. So it's similar to SurveyMonkey.
Yes.
Okay, which I'll explain about a bit later.
That's a freemium model that you're using on SurveyMonkey. So for really small businesses, it's free. And then if you want to get the add-on services, then you pay a little bit more. Or if you're a bigger company, you pay a little bit more again.
Okay.
Why don't we take a step back again and think, okay, let's look at the technicalities of Facebook, for example. So I'm going to get out my trusty device.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll keep things as simple as I can, but setting up your business page has to be done from your personal account. And if you try and set up, say, for example, a dummy account for yourself, I might call myself
VV.
say, for example, I create another Vanessa Wiltshire account.
It won't let you, will it?
It may, but if Facebook finds out that I've gone and done that, they can close any pages that are connected to my dummy. So it's in inverted commas, my dummy account. So if I have done a lot of work on a business page, for example, and I've attracted 500, 1,000 followers, can you imagine if that was just shut down?
Yeah. And they've got the right to, haven't they?
Yeah. And when you go and post onto your business page, you can actually post as your business page and not as your personal Facebook. I think people are really worried about potentially being linked. They might want to keep their business really separate, for example, from their personal. You can have your privacy settings on your personal account set very high, so you don't even have to have a photo of yourself, so you're not physically identifiable, for example.
I do that quite often. I post as words on shirts. there's a drop down arrow on the right hand side of the screen, and I choose who I'm posting as.
Yep.
And I can also post as myself as well. So if I want to help somebody boost their page, I'll go and post as both people. And you can spend a lot of time sitting in your seat doing social media.
Exactly. Another aspect of a Facebook business page that is very important is having a call to action button.
Yes, they're normally blue up the top.
I'll go onto one of my pages.
And you can change it. It can be call to action or it could be book now. And I find the appointments ones are really good for when you want to get to see, say, the acupuncture lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Call now, send message. They're really good. It's about keeping it simple.
Make sure that your branding is consistent and attractive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on branding. There's a great web platform called Canva, Canva. That's basically graphic design for people like me with no graphic design skills. And you can go and create Facebook posts, Facebook cover, a Facebook logo, for example, and have that consistent on your business card, on your Facebook, on your website, for example, so you're easily recognisable or visually recognisable.
Yeah, use good colours that are nice to look at.
Big thing I want people to remember is keep things simple. Only attack one thing at once. You've heard us talk about a lot today. Your mind's probably swimming with Snapchat, Instagram, the technicalities of Facebook. My goodness, where do I start? Take stock. See what some businesses in the local area are doing. Get down to your local town team, your local chamber of commerce, your friends group, people running their own businesses, and ask what's working for you.
You're
not alone.
Yeah, absolutely, Vanessa. Start with this social networking friendliness as well. Keep it simple, keep it friendly.
Exactly, and just start small.
It'll grow.
Started in a dorm room.
Well, yeah, that's right. Do it right. Enjoy it. It is your business. You are operating it at your leisure. You know, for people who are night owls, I think Facebook's great because they can get up and do their business when they're most inspired.
Or they can just read their personal.
Yeah. I find it tricky to stay off my personal page and focus on that business page. But I love it. So, yeah, thanks for coming in, Vanessa.
Yeah, if anyone wants my notes, please get in touch with
where
me.
And how?
Vanessa, Vanessa. .Wiltshire, like the knives, at mitchellshire.vic.gov.au.
And you will answer.
I will.
Thanks very much. And
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thanks, Julian.
Lovely,
Thanks, Joe.
lovely to meet you.
Thank you.